Welcome back to our weekly market wrap-up. Benchmark indices ended the short week higher, led by strong earnings and positive data. Focus now shifts to geopolitics, tariffs, and market trends. So, stay tuned, and by the end of this video, we'll unpack the key drivers behind these movements and what lies ahead. For the week ended, the Sensex rose 1.6% and the Nifty gained 1.3%. The mid-cap index edged up 0.4%, while the small-cap index declined 1.3%. This performance reflects continued strength in large caps amid earnings momentum, while small caps saw some profit booking. Let's take a look at this week's key economic updates. India's industrial output rose to 3% in March 2025, slightly higher than February's 2.7%, but well below last year's 5.5%. Forex reserves jumped $8 billion to a six-month high of $686 billion, driven by gains in gold and foreign currency assets. The rupee appreciated by 0.8%. GST collections hit a record 2.37 lakh crore in April, up 12.6% YoY and 20% MOM. Additionally, the HSBC manufacturing PMI rose to 58.2 in April, the highest in 10 months, powered by strong demand and rising exports. Globally, Eurozone inflation stayed steady at 2.2% in April, missing expectations of a drop. However, Q1 GDP grew 0.4%, surprising on the upside. Germany's economy grew by 0.2%, even amid US tariff-related uncertainties. In Asia, China's manufacturing PMI dropped to 49.0, indicating contraction. Japan's industrial output fell by 1.1% in March, and retail sales missed estimates. In the US, consumer confidence fell to 86.0, its lowest since May 2020. Job openings declined to 7.2 million, and the Atlanta Fed GDP now forecast for Q1 was revised sharply lower to -2.7%. Here are this week's top gainers. Reliance Industries surged 9.3%, amid expectations of an FY26 re-rating, supported by strong Q4 earnings, telecom tariff hikes, green energy moves, and retail recovery. Adani Ports rose 6.2% on a stellar 47.8% YoY profit jump for FY25, beating expectations with a Q4 profit of 3,014 crore. Maruti Suzuki gained 6.05%, driven by strong April sales, robust earnings, and a price hike to counter rising input costs. On the downside, among the losers, we had Shriram Finance fell 7.7% after missing profit estimates and seeing a dip in NIMs and a rise in credit costs. JSW Steel declined 5.3% as the Supreme Court rejected its resolution plan for Bhushan Power and Steel, ordering liquidation. Ultratech Cement dropped 4.8% over concerns about its Rs 800 crore diversification into the wires and cables segment. In the unlisted space, retail investor count on NSE doubled in the Janmar quarter. Hero FinCorp posted a sharp 69.85% fall in net profit for Q4 FY25. Blue Smart is set to resume operations in May and is seeking climate-focused funding. High-interest unlisted companies remain MSEI, NSE, Apollo Green Energy, Farmezi, CSK, NSDL, and Tata Capital. That wraps up this week's market highlights. Here's what to watch in the week ahead. Next week, markets may stay resilient, supported by strong fundamentals and steady FII inflows. However, India-Pakistan tensions could pose downside risks. On the macro front, the final HSBC India Composite and Services PMI for April will be released on May 6. Flash estimates showed composite PMI at 60.0 and services at 59.1, signaling continued strong growth. Globally, all eyes will be on the US ISM Services PMI on May 5 and the Federal Reserve's rate decision on May 7, where no cut is expected, though a June cut remains possible. China's April trade data on May 9 will also be key, especially after the March surplus surged to $102.6 billion. That's all for today. Subscribe to Ticona Capital for more insights and wealth-building opportunities from the themes of the decade. Visit us at ticonacapital.smallcase.com to explore thematic investments in the Amrit Carl. Don't forget to like, comment and share. See you next week.